I got a Slack alert. Jenkins job failed during deployment. That's not what you want to see during an automated pipeline. This happened inside my real DevOps project. Everything from GitHub triggers to Slack is wired up like it would be in an actual company. In this video, I'll show you how their failure happened, what caused it, and how I fixed it live. Let me quickly give you context. I built a full DevOps simulation that's fully automated. I just run start.sh and it sets up Jenkins, connects to GitHub, configure webhooks, sends Slack alerts, and kick off a CI/CD pipeline. The goal to mimic a real-world team setup, and in that setup, the Slack failure alert is where my debugging started. So these are like two different folders. One is like to set up the whole Jenkins setup, followed by this is like our production incident demo. Now I am going to separate these repositories. We'll start with this particular repository first. Let's jump into that repository now. Here I will run this start.sh again to recreate this same issue. The pipeline triggers, Jenkins starts the job, then just like before it fails and sends a Slack alert. Let's take that Slack failure and follow the trial. Slack said the job failed, now we dig in. Okay, as soon as you see this failed message, you are going to react on this. You will try to create a story, taking a look, give it a symbol here, followed by, now what we are going to do is like, let's jump into the Jenkins server. Okay, as soon as you see the message, you can jump into the Jenkins server and try to log in there with your credentials. In here, you will see a job, Jenkins prod demo. Okay, the same which we saw in the Slack. I'm going to navigate there. And from here, we are going to look at the build failure, which is here. Okay, latest build. I'm going to click on that. Looks like it failed, but I don't have any information here. So what I have to do now is like click on console output. Okay. And here I see a lot of information about what exactly is happening within the job. Okay. We have to go through step-by-step process here. Look into like each line, what's going on, and look for the failure message. So it started here, started by an SCM job, followed by it is doing some Git related stuff, Git checkout, checking out the source code, followed by Git init, then Git fetch tags, and followed by there's like a commit message, latest commit message, building application, and it is like trying to deploy something. Okay, I can see the error, looks like permission denied. If we look at the Slack message also, the same error message we saw, deployment failed at stage deploy. Okay, I can relate this. Somehow it looks relatable, and also permission denied means looks like an access issue here. How do we fix this? For that, we need to go to the source code wherein we have our Jenkins file. So in our case, we have this particular folder, Jenkins prod incident demo. Here I have my Jenkins file in here, and we have to go through line by line here. Okay. Pipeline agent is like environment is like production environment. Stages build stage, building application, followed by deploy stage, and then it is like Slack send. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Deploy stage. So this is where our failure is happening. Deploy stage. We have to look for the, let's say, the lines. Let's look into that script.sh. Okay, I can see something. Here the code is like commented out. Okay, someone did a change. I don't know who. There is some problem. Maybe they were debugging something or testing something. They tried to comment out the code. This was the reason our job failed. Now I am going to remove that comment, and I will try to save this file. Then I will try to push, uncomment the code, and push. I'm going to commit these changes. Also, I will try to sync So as soon as I sync, it should take a minute to start our Jenkins job. That's how I did setup. So I need to wait for a minute. If not, I can also trigger the build. So let's try to trigger the build and see if it works. I started the trigger. Jenkins is like trying to build. Let's look at the console output and see if the build passes here. It's like going on. Looks like this step passed. Deploying to production. Finished successfully. So as you can see on my screen, it's like success. Now let's go back to our Slack channel and you see we have a success message saying our build succeeded. As soon as you finish working on this project, you can destroy the whole stuff using this single command /destroy.sh. If you run this, it will try to clean up all the stuff which it created for us. That's how simple I made this whole project. You can start easily and also destroy it very easily without any issues. Key takeaways from this project. When Jenkins fails mid-deploy, don't start guessing. Follow the alert, check logs, trace backwards. Slack isn't just noise, it's your first clue. In real setups, the alert is the start of the story, not the end. If you want to get the simulation setup, Jenkins, GitHub, Slack, full automation, I am giving the full source code only to my newsletter subscribers. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more such tips. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.